I'm Shanti. Today is Murli from Sweet Baptata. We sit in soul consciousness. Papa is telling sweet children, pour the oil of this knowledge and love into the lamp of souls, so that the light generates. It understand very clearly the contrast between knowledge and yoga. Question is, Father cannot do his task by inspiration. He has to complete personally. Why is this? Why Father has to come personally? Because the intellect of beings of human beings are totally Tamil. It cannot catch a Baba's Sankalp, Baba's inspiration. A Tamil Pradhan intellect cannot catch an inspiration just because the Father came that they simply in the sky. So the song is to Baba, to God, if you can see, singing, leave the throne was coming, and come on earth. Om Shanti. Devotees composed this song. Its meaning is so good. It says, leave the throne of the sky and come here. But this is the sky. This is the place to live. Nothing comes from the sky. The speak of the sky being the throne. You now reside under the element of sky, whereas the Father resides in the great element of light. That is called Brahma element or the great element of light, where souls reside. Hope the voice is coming. Let me know if the voice is not coming. Therefore, that is surely where the Father would come from. Someone has to come. You see, come and ignite our lives. It is also remembered that there are blind children of the blind and enlightened children of the enlightened. The name Dhritarashtra and Yudhishthir symbolizes those characters symbolizes those two kind of children. Blind, that is blind in knowledge. There are Ravan children. Ravan is Maya. So everyone has deathless intellect, whereas you have bodily intellect. The Father is now unlocking your intellect, whereas Ravan locks them. Whenever we come in body consciousness, the vices, the Maya, the Ravan locks our intellect. We cannot know right and wrong. When someone doesn't understand anything, he's said to have stone intellect. The world is worshipping God, even following every bit of their lifestyle as having a stone intellect. Eating non-veg, fighting, everything is the result of stone intellect because of body consciousness. The Father has to come here to ignite your lamps. He doesn't work through inspiration. The strength of soul, who wears a Pradhan, has completely diminished. They have become Tamapradhan, they have become dim. When a person dies, they light a lamp. Why do they light a lamp? They light a lamp because they believe that when a lamp is lit, that soul won't be in darkness. And how can a physical light can lit the soul? Knowledge only can lit the soul. The ghee, the fuel of Gyan, knowledge, and yoga can only lit the soul. The physical lamp cannot lit the soul. So, how could there be light if they ignite a lamp here? They do not understand anything. You are now becoming those with intellect that have understanding. Mother says, I am now making you into those with clean intellect. I pour the oil of this knowledge into you You also have to understand that knowledge and youth are two separate things. Youth cannot be called knowledge. Some people think that God came and gave them this knowledge, saying, remember me. However, that cannot be called knowledge. Here there are father and the children. You children know that he is your Baba. There is no question of this knowledge in that. This is knowledge. This knowledge is the detail. Whereas that is simply a remembrance. The father says, remember me, that's all. This is common matter. It shouldn't be called knowledge. After a child takes birth, he would then definitely remember his father. Knowledge is the detail. The father says, remember me, but that is not this knowledge. Each of you can understand for yourself that you are a soul, and that your Father is the Supreme Soul, God. Would this be called knowledge? They call out to the Father. Knowledge means this knowledge. Just as, for instance, someone who is studying for an MA or a BA has so many books of the knowledge to study. The Father says, you are my children, and I am your Father. Have you with me alone, that is, only remember me. This remembrance is not called knowledge. You souls are my children in me. You souls are never destroyed. When someone dies, they invoke that soul. His body would have been destroyed. How would that soul eat the food that offered to him? It is Brahmin priest who eats the food. However, all of that belongs to the system of the path of devotion. It is not just by our sin that is that the path of devotion will comes to an end. It continues to happen. A soul leaves a body and adopt another. The contrast between knowledge and growth has to be clear in the intellect of children. Then the father says, remember me, that is not knowledge, it is father direction. That is for yoga. This knowledge means to know how the world cycle comes. This is for knowledge. But this knowledge is not there anywhere in this law. But the knowledge is how the world cycle turns. Yoga means remembrance. And it is the children's duty to remember the father. Those are physical fathers, whereas this one is paralogic father. Father says, remember me. Therefore, knowledge is distinct from remembrance. Do children have to be told to remember their father? As soon as the child takes birth, he remembers his physical father. Here we have to be reminded of the father. It is this remembrance that takes effort. Consider yourself to be souls and remember the father. This work takes great effort. That is why Baba said you are not able to stay in your constantly. Children write to Baba and say that they forget to remember Baba. They never say that they forget this knowledge. This knowledge is very easy. Nobody forget this knowledge, but they forget to remember Baba because Baba is Nirakar. If Baba had a face, even we'll little bit more will keep remembering. But because Baba is Nirakar, we forget. But no one forget this knowledge. Remembrance cannot be knowledge. It is in this remembrance that many storms of Maya come. Although some may be clever in this knowledge and give this knowledge to others very well, Baba asks you all to write a chart of your remembrance. For how long do you stay in remembrance? It's in the actual remembrance. I am a soul in remembrance of supremacy. Keep an accurate chart of events of Baba that you have to show to him. Remembrance is the main thing. It is impure who call out, come and purify us. The main thing is to become pure. It is in this that Maya creates obstacles. God says everyone is very weak in having remembrance. Very good children who can speak this knowledge very well are extremely weak in their remembrance. Only by having yoga can your sins be absolved. Only by having yoga can your sins organ become totally cool and peaceful. There won't then be remembrance of anyone but one Baba. There won't be remembrance of anyone's body. You souls know that this whole world is going to be destroyed. We are now about to return return home, and we will then go down there into our kingdom. Let this constantly remain in your intellect. You souls must keep within you this knowledge that you receive. The Father is the Lord of Yogeshwar. He is the one who teaches remembrance. In fact, God cannot be Yogeshwar like they say. It is you who are Yogeshwar. God the Father says, remember, God cannot be the ocean of yoga, He is ocean of knowledge. That's why it is we who are Yogeshwar. God the Father says, remember, it is God the Father, because God don't do yoga with anyone. That's why He is not Yogeshwar. We are doing yoga, so we become Yogeshwar. It is God the Father who teaches you remembrance, that incorporating Father speaks through this body, and you children listen to Him through your bodies. Some of you are very weak in your. You are absolutely, you have no remembrance. Therefore, punishment will be experienced for all the sins that have been committed through many wars. Those who come here and then commit sin will experience 100-fold punishment. Although they speak plenty of this knowledge, but they have absolutely no yoga. And this is why their sins are not burnt and they remain weak. This is why the true rosary is created from only 8. 9 jewels have been remembered. So now also if you see the full Brahmin family, all are not equal in yoga. And then interestingly, have you ever heard of the 100 ritual? No one can make jewelry made up of 108 jewels. 108 jewelries are not there. There are many of you who don't understand these aspects. Remembrance cannot be called this knowledge. It is the word cycle that is called this knowledge. Today, Baba clearly differentiated what is yoga, what is knowledge. There is none of this knowledge in the scriptures. Those scriptures belong to the path of devotion. The Father himself says, "Who do not attain me through them by devotions. I come in order to uplift all those sages and holy humanities. They believe that they will merge into the Brahma element, and they give the example of bubbles merging into water. You souls no longer say this. You souls understand that you are Father's children. They also use the word remember. But they don't understand what that means. They do say that they are souls, but they have absolutely no knowledge of what a soul is or what a supreme soul is. Only the Father comes and gives this knowledge. You now understand that that is the home of souls. Paramdham is the home of souls. The whole genealogical tree exists there here. Each soul have received his own part. No one knows who is that gives happiness and who is that causes sorrow. Sometimes they blame God only, that he only gives punishment, gives sorrow. So devotion is night and this knowledge is day. You stumble around for 63 births and I then come and give you this knowledge. But how long does it take? It takes a second. Liberation in life is attained in a second. Has been remembered, that is your Father, and He is purified. By remembering Him, you become pure. There is the cycle of gold and silver, copper, and iron ages. They even know these names. They have such stone intellect that none of them knows the time periods. They even understand that it is now the extreme darkness of the iron. However, the iron age were to last for long as they say there would be even more darkness. This is why it has been remembered that everyone was sleeping in the slumber of Omkara when destruction took place. Even if they hear a little of this knowledge, they can become part of the subjects. There is such a vast difference between Lakshmi and Narayana and the subjects. There is only one who teaches. Each one has his own fortune. Some claim a scholarship and some fail. Why has Ram been portrayed with the symbol of bow and arrow? Because he failed. So this is the study place of the Gita. Some are not worthy of claiming any marks at all. I, the soul, am a point. The Father too is a point. This is how we should remember him. Here Baba again teaching what is remembrance and what is knowledge. What status would those who don't understand this aspect claim? That how should we remember Baba? Only doing Baba Baba will not burn our sin. So when you don't stay in remembrance, exact remembrance is huge loss. The power of remembrance performs wonders. It makes your sense organs become totally peaceful and cool. They do not become peaceful with the power of this knowledge. They become peaceful with the power of yoga. The people of Bharat call out, come and give us knowledge of the Gita. But who will come? The Shri Krishna soul is here. No one is sitting up there on a throne that you could call. You have to call him. Some say that they remember the Christ soul, but the soul is here. They don't know that the Christ soul is still here and cannot go back. The Lakshmi and Narayan souls are the first number. None of the soul, without getting purified, can return to Paramdham. They are the one who takes the full duty forward. O Lakshmi Narayan. They cannot return yet, so how could anyone else return? All of this can be calculated. Whatever human being says, it is all false. For the first half of each cycle is land of truth, and for the other half is land of falsehood. You now have to explain to everyone all are resident of hell and resident of Bharat have once again become the residents of heaven. We study so many scriptures, Vedas, and precepts. Can they receive liberation by doing that? No. They have to continue to come down. Everything definitely has to go through the stages of Sattva, Raju, and Tama. No one has this knowledge of the place called the New World. The Father sits here and personally explains when and who established the detailed region. The people of Bharat don't know anything. The Father explained to your children that no matter how good you may be in this knowledge, some fail in you. If you have no you, your sins cannot be absolved and you cannot claim high status. Those who are intoxicated in you are the one who claim a high status. Their sins organs become totally full. They forget everything, including all consciousness of their body. I am bodiless and I now have to return home. As you sit, as you move, have the consciousness that you now have to renounce your bodies. We have played our part, we now have to return home. So this practice will make us bodiless, point of light, and then being in that remembrance of Baba, make us organs, our sins organ totally good. You are given the knowledge that the Father has. He doesn't have to remember anyone. It is you, children, who have to remember him. The Father is called Ocean of Knowledge. He is not called Ocean of Yoga. He introduces himself and gives you this knowledge of the cycle. Remembrance is not called knowledge. Children automatically remembers their father. You children have to have remembrance. Otherwise, how would you claim your inheritance? Since he is your father, you definitely claim your inheritance from him. The father explains this knowledge of how we take it forward and how we change from Tamopradhan to Satpradhan and Satpradhan to Tamopradhan. So you now have to become Satopradhan by having remembrance of the father. Your spiritual children have come here to the spiritual father. He needs the support of a body. He says, I enter this one's old body, and he is in this stage of retirement. The father comes down at this time when there is benefit for the whole world. This one, Brahma Baba, is the lucky carrier. Bhagirath. So much service takes place through him. In order to set the consciousness of body, you need to have the remembrance. There is no question of knowledge in this. We must teach remembrance more. This knowledge is easy, even a little child can give it. It is remembrance that takes place. But take effort. Let there be remembrance of the one. This is called unadulterated remembrance. Remember someone's body is literally remembrance. By having this remembrance, you forget everyone else and become godless. Cha, to the sweetest, long lost, and now from children, love remembrance and good morning. My mother, father, and Baptata. The spiritual father says, Namaste, to spiritual children. From these spiritual children, love remembrance and good morning to mother, father, and Baptata. Means the morning station to vanish. This is Adhana. Make your sense organ cool and peaceful with the power of remembrance. In order to pass fully, remember Baba, remember Father, cure it, and become pure. Let it remain in your intellect as you sit, as you move, that you now have to renounce your whole body and return. It's just the Father who has all the knowledge. So you have to become a master ocean of this knowledge. Blessings, see Baptata blessing on your head. May you remain constantly full by remaining set on your seat of an elevated stage by having the awareness of your combined. You receive this is your most elevated form. What form? Shiv Shakti form. Every possible task becomes possible. By remaining stable in this form, you receive the blessing of being complete. Bapdada constantly gives all of your children the seed of state that gives happiness. Remain constantly set on the seed, and you will continue to sing the song of suppressing system. Simply finish the sanskar of forgiving. With your powerful attitude, make souls worthy and worthy. With your powerful attitude, make souls worthy and worthy. Thank you.